And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this New York crowd wants some love from their Knicks. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met. And guys, they come into this one looking for win number 3 on the season against these guys. They already have won the first 2.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
And that did make things relatively easy for them. You know, it's nice to get a win and not have to work too hard for it.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then there's Monty Eunice. And it's Batum in at the 3 spot. Now here's Freak. After Jeremy Lamb's miss, here's Freak. Bangs home the trifecta. Freak's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And what a year it's been for Freak. It hasn't gone unnoticed, as he'll be part of the All-Star game. What a dream come true for him. That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia, and he gets it to go.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Batum passes to Walker, and he gets the bucket. Walker's got his second bucket tonight.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Passes it to Porzingis. And again, New York with the triple.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
6. Feeds to Monty Eunice. Back to Walker. They set the screen. Jefferson gets the bucket.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Now here's Freak, guarded by Walker, and the shot is good. 11 points for Freak.
Boy, as he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter, he's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Screen by Jefferson. Walker's shot is off.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him. And what a game for Freak. He's already up to 14 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 3-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked him down. That's one he knows he should have drained.
That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Freak's got 16.
And he's looked pretty good to start. 6 of 8 now from the field.
And here's a look at some of the most multi-dimensional players in the NBA. Not only can they pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring point guards this season. Freak, number 1.
Being at the top of that list, I mean, he's obviously been able to take it upon himself to give his team an offensive jolt whenever they've needed it.
And that's value added for a point guard. I mean, when you're playing that position and you score and do the other things he does, he creates offense for his teammates, and he can get his own offense too.
And the Hornets miss again. Here's New York. They're on a 19-6 run. Lets it go with a 3. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand up.
Hornets with the rebound. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And in that game, they did damage in a variety of ways. They were more or less unstoppable offensively.
Showed off all of their weapons and resources at that end of the floor. Really just put on a marvelous show.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
And stolen by Freak. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Batum. He dishes it to Lamb. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
The 3, and he hits the triple. 3 points there on the shot from Freak. Freak's got 26 points.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
Batum dishes to Eunice. Here's Lamb. Nice open look, but it's no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
That's good. 28 points for Freak.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense too.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor, isolate up top. Spacing,
Averaging
fellas.
about 15
Spacing.
rebounds and 2 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Sanders checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. And it's Henderson for Aaron Aflalo. And that one's good. Freak.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
A great point. Really an embarrassing performance defensively, and the coaching staff can't be happy.
Pause. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, right here, Kevin, we can get a look at New York and what kind of numbers they've put up these last 10 games. First in scoring, first in steals, and they're also #1 in shooting percentage. This is a team that prides itself on taking high-quality shots.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses. And I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with.
And that one's good. Freak.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Here's Hawes. Yes. And a nice assist from Lynn. Hawes got 7 points.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this. Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Lee. Out left to the wing. 6 to shoot. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. Can't get it to go. And New York the other way now. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. Freak heading to the...
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful jam. It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is.
We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Knicks out front, delivering the blowout. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. What do you think, Clark, about his All-Star selection?
Well, I think it was deserved, Kevin. I mean, the All-Star game is the who's who of the NBA, and you want your best guys front and center for that showcase, and he deserved it. He definitely qualified for it.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Knicks.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. We've got Jeremy Lamb, Al Jefferson out there with Monty Eunice. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and it's Walker in at the point guard. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Kings was superb. He dropped in a staggering amount of points, and that was just the start of it, notching a triple-double for his effort in what was quite a display from him. It was a performance for the ages, and one that will have the whole league talking.
Thanks for the great report, Doris. Guys, the way he carried them that night, I thought was truly incredible.
Unreal. I mean, he was literally on another planet in that game. He did it all on the floor.
What's interesting to me, guys, is to see how much energy he's able to play with here tonight. I mean, his legs still have to be a little heavy from that last game.
Fires from deep. Monty Eunice grabs the miss. For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Lamb passes to Walker. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Walker's got 8.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
And that one's good. Free.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
A different look for New York. Porzingis, he's checked in for Williams. And it's a Flalo in for Gerald Henderson. The Hornets also with the sub. Batum's checked in, and he gets the bucket.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop. The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Here's New York. Outpacing him right now in a 15-2 run. And he drains the 3. Good-looking shot there from Freak. Freak's got 55.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
And Lamb kicks to Jefferson. Charlotte no good that time either.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
No coverage that time. 58 points for Freak.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it, you can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Another shot, and Sanders lays it in. Sanders has got his second basket of the game.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area. And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
And New York making a change here. Lopez is checked in. Kaminsky is checked in for Charlotte. Jeremy Lin comes in for Kemba Walker. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
They're on fire from mid-range, guys. They found a weakness in the defense, and they're exploiting it to a T.
And it's not often you see a team as efficient from that short 17, as I like to call it, but it's really worked well for them today. And a nice 1-2 punch there, guys. Great defensive play and great basket.
Went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its ear. I love it.
Yeah, this crowd is stunned.
That's as electric a finish as you're going to see.
And here we go. Fast break. Freak's got it.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
Charlotte has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Batum, and it's sent back by Lopez. Freak dishes to Hill. New York moving the ball around. Here's Freak. And that one comes up a bit short.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot.